Just scratch them as hard as you can. Or bite them. You have teeth. Hello everybody! Today I'm going to be talking about some cool survival hacks that could save your life one day. Here's the first one. When you're in an elevator, you just press the floor button where you want to go. But what if you're kidnapped or feel unsafe and uncomfortable with another stranger? What if he's a criminal? Then in that case, just press all the floor buttons because then the elevator will stop and open up at all floors. Then that will give you a chance to either escape or call for help, or somebody even might enter the elevator with you. Next, sometimes it's really dark on the road, so to make it safe when you cross the road, you should use your phone as a reflector so that cars can see you cross the road. This will save your life. Next, now I'm a kid, so I'm not allowed to touch the stove. But I think all the grown-ups should be super careful when in the kitchen. If there's ever a fire in the kitchen, easy way to put out the fire is actually with baking soda. I mean, only if you have a lot of it. And never use water to put out grease fire because water will spread the grease and the fire. But just save yourself and get out of there. Next, did you know that cell phones can call emergency numbers? Even if there's no SIM card installed, your phone doesn't have to be activated. It will still work as an emergency device. So I think it's really important to have a phone. Even if you have no signal or data service and no SIM card, your phone will still work to make only emergency calls. Emergency numbers like you can call 911 in the US, 999 in the UK, and 112 in most of Europe without SIM card. And I'm not sure about other countries if their emergency numbers work without SIM card. Next, if you're ever wondering if a snake is poisonous or not, you should always look at their eyes. Chances are it has eyes like a cat. Then it will be a poisonous one. Or if it rattles its tail. So if you hear a snake rattling its tail, get yourself away. It's definitely a poisonous snake. And this is just a good little trick you should always remember. But you know what? Just stay away from the snakes. Next, if you ever crash your car into a body of water, people usually try to open the door, but that's the wrong move. The doors probably won't open because of the pressure from the water outside. The first thing you would want to do is unbuckle your seatbelts and see if you can roll down the windows. In case of power windows, they should continue to function for at least a few minutes after you enter the water. So don't panic, but act quickly. If you cannot open the window, or if it only opens halfway, you will need to break it. Now how are you going to do that? Let me tell you. Remove a headrest from one of the seats and strike the lower corner of the window several times with the tongs on the bottom of the headrest. And if you have no tools or heavy objects, then use your feet. And since the front of the car is the heaviest, it will lightly sink first. So don't try to escape through the windshield. I hope you never fall into this dangerous situation, but it's always good to know. Next, now about self-defense. Now, if someone is chasing you and trying to grab you, then this is what you should do. Look in their eyes and tell them to stay back. If they still try to grab you, pinch them under their arms or between the armpit and the elbow. Trust me, it hurts like you wouldn't believe. Try to bend their fingers as much as you can. Next, use your elbow as hard as you can. And guess what? The best self-defense tool you have is your nails. Just scratch them as hard as you can or bite them. You have teeth. And finally, the most important thing, when you get in your car, after you're done with your shopping or work, just start the engine and leave. And if you want to check your phone in the car, make sure the doors are locked. Always stay alert while entering your car. Next, never take the stairs alone at night. Unless you have no other option, take the elevator. We should always know how to fight and protect ourselves. I hope you never have to be in this ugly situation, but it's always good to know what to do, just in case. Next, if you're lost in the wilderness and it is snowing, then you probably shouldn't eat the snow to stay hydrated because the amount of energy it takes for your body to melt the snow leaves you in a little bit worse position than you were before. Next, if you're ever stuck in a riptide, the best thing to do is swim diagonally. I know the first thing you want to do is swim straight to the shores because you're scared and you want to save yourself, but that's wrong because if you do that, you will be swimming against the current and that will keep pushing you away from the shores into the ocean. Next, now whenever you leave home, make sure you have money, your keys, your fully charged phone, besides your ID. You always have to stay prepared because you never know what's gonna happen. You should have just enough money to get yourself home using public transportation or whatever. And a good way to have emergency cash all the time is put it inside the phone cover with the phone. Next, whenever you are in a crowded place, it's always good to know 1 or 2 emergency exits. You never know when you might need it. Next, do you know that crayons are more than just art supplies for kids? They can act as a makeshift candle. Just in case if you don't have a torch or a candle, crayons can come handy because they're flammable. Next, do you know a gallon of water can act as a lamp too? You know when there is no power and you need light and you're trying to use your phone light and sometimes it's not bright enough for the whole room, then in that case you can place it against a water jug and it makes it a really bright lantern. Now in this image they're using a headlamp, but this trick also works with your phone. Next, now if you're ever worried about getting a frostbite, you can put baby oil on the exposed skin and it actually lowers your chances of getting frostbite. Next, you know bread pads can be used for a variety of things, but this is one way that blew my mind. You can use bread clips to save flip-flops with split hole, just like this. Next, now what do you do if you're attacked by a dog? First thing, slow down and stay calm. And don't look into the animal's eyes. Use whatever is available to defend yourself, like a stick, coat, hat, umbrella, keys, shoes, rock, or even sand, and command the animal to stay back. Distract the dog, maybe by throwing your shoe in another direction, and then without any sudden movement, leave the area. And finally, there is no right way to survive. Everybody will have their own survival style, tricks, and hacks. So with that, I'm done. And if you like these life survival hacks, then make sure to smash that like button and do subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!